Hello. Today we are going to be reading a Christmas story. So this time last year, in the 29th of November 2021, the Blucario Discord server started writing a story. As you can see here, starting now. We're making a story with no end. Every person can only say one word at a time, and we have to keep the story going forever. That was last year, and so I thought in the year since this has been written, obviously it has no end, but I thought maybe I could give you a quick rundown of the story so far this Christmas after 1 year of this story. So yeah, let's start reading. Frank went to see the fat Francis at Denny's, but fell down and hit his knee on the side of the earth, and Francis died, but then he lived, except John didn't, like Francis, because he thought that Francis smelled nice. After a great start. But Francis died, and his brother died, but nothing actually, no. And then they lived, only for 1 second, multiplied by whatever that number is. Barbara enjoyed dying, but she died later. Barbara, I don't know, rode to Ireland to take diamonds from Steve to kill. The horse is gay. He decided he would be on a bear on the water bug because it was too raw meat with maggots and grime. Horse was gay and straight, despite being into Blucario, the first famous streamer. With chocolate teeth and everyone's livers died at the end. Okay then. So I have a band audition tomorrow, so my mum and I went shopping for formal clothing, big L, skull, and there was another kid. This goes off the end of my screen. There was another kid there who was also for the same thing except for basketball, so while I was in the changing rooms they were arguing because he didn't want to be there and didn't like the clothes, so they were arguing. I was there like human emoji, and my mum is so awkward. As annoying as it was, I low-key felt bad for him because shopping formal wear isn't fun, and the mum wasn't really cooperating either. My mum and I left, and that was about it. Formal clothing. Facts, formal clothing is nauseated face. Guys, it's supposed to go on forever, but we got bored, so we ended the story, then don't continue the story. Yeah, that's what we did. We ended it. I'm not sure where the story's going. Yes, you can't do that either. Lol. Okay, it's okay. But like, if we have stories to put here, do we just tell them and the one story thing keeps going? Or like, yeah, maybe I need 2 separate channels or something actually. Yee. Did you change it? Has it always said that? That's what Kay does, I think. You should just make a thread for the one-word stories. He changed it when we started doing this thing. Once in a toilet plunger, our sink exploded, but not really because it didn't really explode too. To Mars, it went to the black hole, then died. Cheese balls are yummy. And Bleach really dumb, but he likes to laugh and fart. So his boss fired him. Then he was depressed and upset But Mum said be stupid, and so I ran into Russian vodka and more. Eventually, he flew away from Russia and London towards India. Australia society is crumbling apart after Joe Biden killed Joe Obama. Take money and Joe is mama, not papa. After we got McDonald's, we went camping under Jamaica before we flew away to Mama's roller coaster for cake pops. They died and we cried after peeing on Harold. So silly emoji. Until Harold fought Gregory. Soon we all decided we need to go shopping at yourmom.com for Mom's children. So Grandpa's tossed me in the car keys. I knew that. I partied with hit singer Carla and sang Olivia Rodrigo's song Good for Driver's Permits. And forgot, so we back to Atlantis for Nevermind. We graduated high school alone. Exclamation mark, full stop, comma. Red, orange. Tony made money because of inflation and used diapers went poopy. Afterwards, Tony destroyed thousands of birds on Apex Legends with Blucario YT on Wii Switch. Then they might walk back into the void, but a glitch happened when his necklace snapped and fell on sand and became obese, like Sophia, but Sophia became sentient and destroyed everyone with Twitter.com. And MySpace, but forgot to unplug her Samsung Galaxy S3, so she peed on Donnie. Olivia Rodrigo then decided to go to Jack in the Box to eat a horse, but Lego Mario stopped her from eating a chicken nugget as a snack and became the Dynamax. Worm from his closet and we died, the ugly grandpa said. My horse floated on wire chicken under the table. R2FZDGVYYM90. Amen, and canoes with cheese. Hair skinnier water and we are number family. Sad face Madrigal. This nightmare sucks because we drove to Europe for Antarctica bears are dead after we melted ourselves in chocolate tartar. Is dead that we are family, but Falcons started suffer in Joe's Pizza House on Weed Street. Soon cats die from death disease because we are very bad at being we can't. Cows fart acid sus. Llama among us, we defend crewmate from imposter, never mind. I was lazy, but no, we went out where home died, powers died, so they died after we sneezed, so we got COVID, and we also didn't see his dad said Joe Mama, and cried. Then we became dead fish, and then the imposter among us killed Martin Scorsese. Meanwhile, Mads was relaxing in a bee couch and watching videos on YouTube. Very nice, Mads. and found dead. So when we saw Brian gaming on YouTube, we knew that he killed Blucario YT. Few months after the stop was sad about Blucario's YouTube career. Eventually it showed him the secret about YouTube's cows going to his world, and it led to the inevitable Olivia Rodrigo years. Later, after World War II, Blue died months into the void. Unfortunately, opened Blue Poop's glass in his spaghetti. However, it plays a song while looking after Splatoon matches, thus beginning more wars in Animal Crossing Yugoslavian Edition. Eventually, they waged Joe, thus coffee spilled in Blue's hair, so it removed his help from Specimen. #42389. When it broke lab, it died from unknown mice appeared. Terissarak, the wolf, ran into poop and died, leaving no remains of anything from humans. Thus ensues the madness of what Joe calls Mama. So Mama gave them pee, so the world began again. Boom. Chapter 2. Okay, we've reached chapter 2. Only took like 3 months. So after apocalypse happened, your Earth decided to eat the heart causing it. Revival, so once Candace ate dogs, his stomach went down south into Mississippi. Eventually, Poopy did go to the hole, and dug out the mama of the world, causing it to burn. The chair eventually. Did Blue down Christmas? Then after chair began to rage quit, the chair did crime. At 3 a.m. Amogus, then we fell down in the ditch. Meanwhile, Blucario stepped into the Splatoon 2 world. Die said why he dead, but then became resurrected by the Splatoon Salmonoids are dumb, and then they died. So no help was good, and sometimes it did build the Kirby fandom began to feel aggressive. And we died later, harnessed Joe Mama power, but then we lost the power of Joe Mama and suffered from these nuts got 'em you. Meanwhile, someone died in the water, so we choked and died months, fell into years after the nuclear reactor blew up. I remember that happening earlier. During the war, then they sneezed farts everywhere except in Antarctica. Meanwhile, Brian was blue and he was doing something very important like streaming, or nothing else happened except the caca flew all the way to Joe's place and we chowed it down like a banana bread. The whole thing was delicious. JK. Hours later, the dog flew into a black hole and never actually came out. Oh no. As blank. Damn, they didn't come out as blank. As my salad in my shoe bell went to the water and die while eating Taco Bell, it was super diarrhea death, and the rock broke due to the mommy going into wild. These nuts are yes. And Callie said your mum is a meanwhile. Is a meanwhile? Joe Mama is unamused rabbit, so the world exploded because of the oven imploded, and the April Fool's girl joked. But then it flew over a brain and said hi, not bye. So yeah, that's all redstone out of the world. Began with men and women, nothing. Plus, you are stupidly amazing. Meanwhile, Cow suddenly sang LPL and drove to Brian's house in Mars Street. And no, yes, Ben eventually jumped to Pleasant Park and Risky Reels and Tilted Towers to find Scar. Maybe they've been playing the Dreamlight Valley DLC. Therefore, he flew to the Tilted Towers and almost ate Joe Mama eventually. But then I said, "These nuts." Years went by, but not the lean as a meteor went downhill, and then sobbed and died after everything disappointed them. They didn't see how lean was amazing, then sipped on a banana in the elevator and fell down the elevator. Then they died the elevator, said Hey. I'm Blucario, but I fell into a vat hole. On a cow gun, said Horse Mama. Then I eventually said, your mum, gasped. Tee-hee-hee-hee. The one who committed his crimes when on your birthday, boy, the king is a Chad. Meanwhile, Blucario dies of a lean and melatonin. Then the Brian was doing the bad stuff. Then the giraffe and they died in midnight by Taylor Swift. Time eventually decomposed. The plant is done with cyanide. Meanwhile, the test began. And I said this is something you'd think is the answer to the problem is P. Over flowers in Mars candy, yummy Blucario pancakes. Then George Wilkins #8218 said these nuts. That does sound like something I'd say. Ending anyway, next time on Dragon Ball Z, then Brian becomes Super Y. And then he commits arson. Meanwhile, at home, August was busy doing your mum chores. Next, he transformed into a Gundam-style Execute Order 66. Yes, my lord. Meanwhile, Anakin and Padme were on a planet for intel on Rent. The girlfriend, meanwhile, Alexander, was slaughtering the younglings. Then Blucario said, I am the Senate. Then Mace wielded his lightsaber and died. Power unlimited power died. Then Mace fell through the window. Alexander then proceeded to die, turn into fairies, the dark side, doubled his apprentice and then died. Meanwhile, Padawan was perishing, talking to souls. Anakin, Alexander as himself, a soul. Then Darth Vader entered the death hallway, and then Vader began to attack Death. The rebels, whilst taking their death while they died. But some rebels were running with fear. With their plans, the Death Star, then the remaining rebels were escaping through the escape pods. Then the remaining pods were destroyed, but Vader looked outside the Star Destroyer to see a ship not too far away, heading for Yavin 4. He then rushed to chase the rebels. I don't know how we got to Star Wars, to be honest with you. By the Star Destroyer is poor, but then it died, then jumped away from the gloom fortnight, decided to play geometry, because funny block. Baby game was doing cartwheels in the air is fake, no eventually suffocation entered your eyes because I read among as Among Us. This game has ruined me. Among an object was cancer. End no fires, your pot lid will amogus, and vent. Finally, some punctuation. Amogus and vent is the sussy good baka. No shamona, then he hospital coma. The homosexual place is epic and validly amazing. The Minecraft gamers slaying the Phobians began dancing like monkeys, spinning ferociously around. The cows laughed at me because I'm British. Unfortunately. Revolution July murders, the November hives began to pop like popcorn from microwave while Dolphin Dude farted aggressively while Olivia was singing Electric by Katie Tosette. Died in June of death, Lamau. Rude, but Obamacare isn't real. Shocker. Clickbait. Giveaway on iPhone 13 Amogus Imposteo. Eventually, I gave him coins, Subway Surfers, finally, after Dwayne's Big Something Johnson. Then Georg laughed because of Vintage getting muted for spamming in your mum's stream. That sounds like a familiar scenario. I'm not sure why that rings a bell. A fortnight will take over America. Just Dance, Tosette, gross, vile, atrocious, okay, bug him. But now Minecraft gamers are slayers unlike Tosette. Club Penguin, it's free for British clowns. For real, but it's Tosette began to take a shot at Target. When the fart came, Joe decided to spontaneously pee. Meanwhile, Cheese was eating cake when suddenly pee disappeared from the Blucario cat, which ate cats who ate Fritos from Walmart Cheetos. Thank goodness it didn't fall upwards. Instead of going up, it upwards goes to... My pop filter's giving up. The big potato to praise Bingus Boop. Your mum ate the fortnight while they sacrificed Tomcat upon Syri XML, and Octomad said these Tosetted because Tosetti did something unspeakable to Noah, but Kachowed cows cooked a McFlurry supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which is deadly. Take a breath here. The end is not near your location. Run away from Project Sister, thank you. But I tripped on myself and exploded mayonnaise everywhere. There wasn't family anymore, but Mother 3 had Lucas over because why was he gay in Mother 2040? 1 Degrees is so homosexual, but Homo sapien. Dead, therefore, you're alive and silly, so don't leave ever, please, because I can't live without your dog. And he walked to Target. So dogs ate Greek people, which caused explosions of cotton. These. So they died of something that happened during my day. that eats men and women and non-binary folks. But I am non-binary, but that doesn't mean I'm actually gay, but it does mean I am a homosexual human that enjoys men, booty holes real. But fake and non-existent homosexuals doing things with homosexuals, why do they do that? And still gay? We can't doing gay frogs and stuff, so henceforth we will give zero effort towards anything homosexual. My cat ate clams homosexually, but with homosexuals being gay, stopping especially heterosexuals, not heterosexualing, and cows having orange balls homosexualing. And cheese e-milk is your mummy. Favorite mama, cat is suffering because orange cat's lasagna are gay and saying slurs, oh golly gosh. Gumdrops, we should do drugs. Wait, yes, no, yes, we shouldn't be racist losers, so instead we'll do 9/11. What? You started World War II? Why not? We please make war at Europe? Do then after race-based genocides? That's bisexual 3 bad words, and that shouldn't work out because of me. Dio, then Jotaro. I'm gonna star that. Jotaro, this open-ranked clan blitz, no power rainmaker. I'm Jesse Sanangehirs. Is Christmas time sprite? What? Cranberry bad? Why? Very good. Kidding, because funniest jokester lol 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 lol. We are gay. And undoubtedly bisexual. Man eats watermelon to be besties with Food Hong Jun. Eats Ali and gay. Men, not women, but okay. Homosexuals are weird. Yonkers. Bananas, lesbian, bisexuals. What? Jomosexuals? What a great story. I am not flabbergasted or surprised at Tiger for breaking the nuts, ow, of me. Diet's rude. That's it. Homosexual is fine without cat or dog. Is unintentionally the 42nd US President Bill Clinton, our Lord and Savior. These nuts are small, and you are not the true Grinch. I don't know where I got true from. Or Bill Clinton. Barack Obama, the man the people are rioting, looting against the deer mafia that steals doggies that bite hard things like Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is hard. You heard it here first. Barack Obama, the drunk, was dead. What did he drink? Wow, what a cliffhanger. I can't wait to find out what Obama has drunken now that he's dead. Thank you for watching this. I don't know why you watched this all the way through. That was a challenge to read. That took 29 minutes to read a year's worth of messages. That was very amusing. I can't wait to hear next year's story in 2023 and what Obama drinks. Will we find out that cliffhanger next time? Maybe. I don't know if I'm recording this again.